The next thing that I would like to present to you is that of heating compresses. And John Champion is going to talk with you about heating compresses. And the heating compresses can be applied in many areas. And here you come with a number. So I'd like to see how you put these on.
Well, thank you. Heating compresses, you might think that we put on something hot, but we don't. We put on something that's cold. Melissa is going to be my subject. We're going to take this cloth and put it in cold water or ice water. It is wrung out where it's not completely dry, but it is fairly dry. This goes on. This is going to be for her neck. All right, what this does is, of course, it causes the blood vessels to constrict, and while they're constricting, the body is saying, well, we can't have that. We've got to heat this place up. And so what it does is begins to heat up this area. Now, first cloth goes on, it's dipped in ice water or cold water, and then it's wrung out and placed on the neck. Then it's covered with the plastic. The plastic should cover the entire area. And then above that, I'm going to use a sock, which is something that you have in your home. Would you hold that up, please? Thank you. All right. And that will cover the heating compress. Now, this can be slept in very comfortably for a person that has a sore throat, and it is pinned, okay? This is a heating compress. The body will begin to heat this up, and as it heats it up, there's more blood drawn to the area, and the sore throat that she has will begin to go away. It's not uncommon that in the morning when she takes this off and then takes a little mitten in the morning, it should be very warm, and then rub the area very briskly and then dry it off so that the pores can be closed. This simple procedure is very effective. Thank you, Melissa. Now, if the person has a cold and they'd like to work with their feet, they may have cold feet, the same thing can be done. You can take a very thin cotton sock and do exactly the same thing that you did for the throat. You can do it for the foot. You would take this, dip it in ice water, wring it out, place it over the foot. When you do the feet, though, you'd like to do both of them, one on each foot. Then you would take a plastic bag and put the foot into the plastic bag, cover it completely, and then put a heavy sock over that. So you wind up with 3 layers. The cold, wet one, the plastic, which the foot goes in, and then that goes inside here. And again, you would have exactly the same thing that you had for the throat. The feet would warm up during the night. They would feel chilly initially, but then they'd warm up, and the person would feel very well in the morning. Now, you might have congestion in your chest, in this area. You could use a band if it was for the abdomen area. If you had like constipation, you could do the same thing. You could use a band, and you would do exactly the same thing. Now, if you had your entire trunk, you had congestion in your chest, you would take a shirt without sleeves, and exactly the same procedure would be made. You would put it in cold water, wring it out, and place it on. It would feel very chilly. Then over top of that, you take this is a garbage bag, and a hole is cut out for the head. A hole is cut out also for each arm, and slip it over the person or for yourself. Then over top of that, you can place a sweatshirt. So the same procedure can be used for many different parts of the body. This could be worn during the daytime. I've known folks who have placed this on themselves and worn them during the day, or the collar during the day also. So this is one way that we can deal with some of the health problems that, with the material that you have in your own home, it's very inexpensive and very effective.
You know, as I was thinking about your doing this, I thought of many cases where I have recommended this kind of treatment, and the person has said, my affliction is too severe for that simple treatment to be helpful for me, and they simply refuse it. And I think about what happened in the Bible when the remedy for the bite of those serpents was given to the people. The brass serpent was raised up on the pole, and the only thing that the sick Israelite had to do was to look up on that pole and see that brass serpent, and they would be healed. But many of them refused to do it and died of their affliction. Don't sell these simple remedies short. They are very effective, and I would like to encourage you to learn how to do them. You will enjoy them.